This is Rumbleverse. We're here on Xbox Series X. Be sure to like the video, subscribing is great as well. So this is a free-to-play battle royale where 40 players go and compete against each other in a brawler sort of scenario. You play as a bunch of really large, almost roided out individuals that are smashing, smacking, and hitting each other in a WWE sort of way, I guess you would say. So yeah, what are we getting here? It should be, looks like a 4K resolution or up to 4K resolution at 60 FPS. It features crossplay so that you can compete with others across the different platforms that are available. And yeah, it's just kind of this wacky jump in either solo or in groups of, you know, basically two. There's duos, and there's also like this playground mode where you are able to kind of dive in and take a look at things. So it's got a very stylistic sort of combative style that again is very much reminiscent of, I guess you would say, WWE action, where you are trying to smack out and eliminate your opposing forces using a variety of, well, kind of interesting moves. Elbow slams, big hits. Really? That guy got his ultra going on? Give me a break. Unbelievable. So yeah, you face off, and then the ring gets smaller, and you continue fighting each other until, well, you know, someone ends up winning at the end of it. There's a bunch of different... Wow, that's all that took was one more hit, and that guy would have died. So, sorry. Yeah, so you're going around collecting either these abilities you can see on the bottom right there that will allow you to improve various elements, such as more attack damage, or more health, or more stamina. You kind of pick and choose how you want to enjoy your supplements, I guess you would say. And you have to manage your stamina system with your health. If you're working together, you have to revive each other if somebody gets downed. It's surprisingly fast sometimes. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. And then you're also able to pick up a special ability from a book and swap that out on the fly if you'd like to get a different kind of ability. And then on top of that, you have a variety of different items that you can collect and gather in the left there, 4+1 on hand. So you can get food, or you can get something where you could smack people, or stamina, or a book, or something like that. You're able to collect in that way. So yeah, the ring continues to get smaller. You continue to smash, bash, and try to survive against the various foes that are coming up against you. Being free to play, it does have, or will have, a seasonal pass. And it is, you know, it's an Epic title, so it's kind of, well, it's published by Epic, so it's similar in the vein of, like, concept-wise to, you know, say Fortnite, or say Fall Guys, you know, kind of in that family of kind of games. So there is different systems, gameplay-wise, when it comes to, you know, how smashing and hitting is done. It's actually kind of mechanically fascinating, because it's sort of like, you know, different scenarios do different types of damage, and then there's supposed to be like a system where it's like, hey, you can stagger, and then sometimes it seems like your, you know, break for staggering doesn't seem to end for one person, and it's got some neat hit detection too, where it's kind of like sometimes you're, you know, trying to evade, and then it's like, no, you're not seemingly able to evade, and yeah, it's neat. I think for the most part it's decently fair. There's sometimes where I'm like, really? It's kind of like eye-rolling almost with certain hits, but yeah, that's sort of just how this game goes. Lots of cosmetic options, lots of neutral clothing and body types and whatever you'd like to do. They've got all those different choices there. Oh, we gotta get that stamina back up so we can climb like some kind of King Kong-esque monster thing. So yeah, you brawl, you smash. I would say for me, I do question the longevity of this particular title. You know, it is something where I'm kind of like, is this going to keep my attention long term, or am I going to kind of like, you know, play this for now and then kind of be like, eh? Because that's sort of how I'm feeling. Like, it could be kind of fun, but at this, see, this is what I'm saying, where sometimes you get like staggered and you just cannot get like back onto things. But yeah, it's just like, again, the big question is, can this keep my attention over time? I mean, I'm sure they could add other modes and stuff like that, but you know, what kind of things are there going to be? Is it going to be enough that I'm like, oh yeah, I want to keep playing this? I really do question that portion of it. because it's interesting, but it's not really anything too mind-blowing or exciting. I mean, you know, it's just kind of another Battle Royale I've played, right? Like, we've played so many of them. And it feels like it's almost kind of like late cashing in on the whole genre and whatnot. Because obviously being a brawler one, that kind of feels a little like WWE inspired. Like, I definitely really get that vibe from it. You know, it's interesting, but and it's got like lots of different moves for like kind of blocking and attacking and hitting and stuff, right? You've been seeing that. But at the same time, I'm just kind of like, I don't know, like, it's got like the cartoon aesthetic, which is kind of quirky and fun, but it's almost sort of like bland too at the same time. Like, there's a few different arena type areas that you go and fight in, so at least there's different variety in the spaces that you're competing with others in. At the same time, I'm kind of like, what is really that exciting about this stuff? And the over ultra combo move there. So obviously you saw me do that earlier. You saw that guy just unleash against me there with that thing. I do find that a little cheap. Like, it takes out an insane amount of your health, like to the point where it's like you're basically dead when someone hits you with that. There's not much you can do. Yeah, and then you get knocked out like that. It feels really cheap, some of the moves. It feels like you can't escape them, you can't block them, you can't evade them. And that can get a little bit tiring. But I do like that when you're dead, you are able to click play again, and it will matchmake and find you a match while you're watching others, because the matchmaking at launch has been very, very slow and overloaded, which is a bit weird, because, you know, it's free to play. You think they'd be anticipating players, but yeah, never do, right? So let's just jump into that next match and keep talking from there. So I thought it would be fun to show off the duos mode so you could see that in action, which of course is the other option to play. So, like the other mode, it's just 40 players, but they basically have, you know, the lobby, and they make you teams. Then you're able to revive each other, fight to the death, do different free-fall things. It's, yeah, it's kind of interesting. I guess something a little bit different combat-wise, just mixes it up. That's what I'm saying, is like, it's kind of like, it's really limited in scope, and it almost seems like a bit of a test to see, hey, how viable is this sort of experience for people that are looking at playing this kind of thing. I always thought from the moment I saw this that it looked kind of a little stupid, and I don't know if that's necessarily changed opinion-wise after having actually played it and whatnot, to be covering it and streaming it and that. I'm kind of like, it's still quite a bit stupid, but I could see how this would be something that people would find to be kind of interesting. Again, I want to go back to like the visual aesthetics of the world. It's just like, it's kind of, I don't know, it's sort of uninteresting. Like, it doesn't really seem like it uses, you know, like, you could use a little bit more color vibrancy and stuff. It just kind of feels like a bit of a bland kind of world. At the same time, I'm sort of interested in the fact that, you know, the area is like decently dense. There's lots of different buildings and different areas you can go hide in. It feels like a good place to kind of explore and move through. So I think the map flow design is actually pretty good, but it's just kind of like, you know, scope-wise, it just doesn't feel very exciting to be in. There's a couple funny little advertisement boards, and it seems like they're trying to have some jokes. But I think that's maybe another part of this, is it doesn't really have like a level of real intense personality to it. You know, if I was trying to explain this game in very, very simplistic terms, I'd kind of be like, it's WWE, but you smash each other in a Battle Royale scenario. And I was just kind of like, I was just wondering if there'd be some more edge to it. Like, it doesn't really do anything wrong. It's actually a pretty well put together kind of experience, but at the same time you're kind of like, well, what makes this interesting? You know, like, what would be like something that keeps you fighting here? What kind of edge to combat, you know, keeps this exciting and interesting? I'm just kind of like, I have no idea. It's just kind of like unblockable. Oh, that sucks. I am dead. I have fallen and I can't get up. I guess we got too aggressive in our attacks. We were doing pretty well. I think we knocked out an individual or two. Let's see if they're able to clutch this or not. It's pretty hard though when you get double teamed, especially if I'm not going to be able to get revived by my teammate, but that's some neat mechanics. See, that's the thing, is like, one time I got, saw an enemy that I killed, got revived in like a quarter second. It was crazy, but whenever revive attempts come towards my way, it just doesn't work. But next match, I guess. So yeah, we're off again, brawling away here. This is actually like my second take of the video, to be honest, because I don't know, the footage just completely disappeared the first time through, and I'm like, what? Anyways. Yeah, it's just kind of like quick combative things, and you sort of hope you keep fighting, and then the ring gets smaller and smaller. It's not like there's any sort of real edge game advantage, although I do find that I continuously am getting like, other people keep like picking me up and taking me with them off the map into like the water. Which is kind of infuriating, some would say, because it's like, oh, the water basically insta-kills you. You can kind of climb buildings, but yeah, can't swim. It's a danger zone. What can I say? But yeah, it's certainly got some, like, I guess you would go with appealing type elements that I could see some people really liking. That's the thing. And it's free to play, so it's not hard to try and see if it's something that you can kind of get into. It's just sort of like, it feels to me like a bit of a short-lived experience. But I could be totally wrong. Maybe this is going to be a huge title that's going to have crazy longevity and a ton of different game modes added to it. It's really hard to say. For me, though, I'm kind of sitting back being like, it's alright, but, what else is there that's really enticing long-term for this one? It's like, why would I keep coming back to this? What is, what is that edge? What is that excitement bit? And I just keep trying to find it. I'm like, it's a very solid, average sort of okay brawler. It's got the technical beats that are cool, like, different cool like melee hits and different cool battle things you can do. But it's just sort of, at the end of the day, kind of meh. I don't really dislike it, I would say. Like, it's actually at times kind of fun and silly, but I do, expect a little bit more intrigue at this point from, different gaming experiences. Do we have to be so aggressive? I kind of want to live the whole way if we could. Oh, there was like chicken I didn't grab. Oh, jeez. Alright, and I got surprise attacked. So I want to grab the chicken. I've never fought after rotisserie chickens as much as I have in this experience. Ooh. But there is like blocking systems, and there's like double teaming mechanics. Climb the building! I'm trying to get out of here. I need to get rotisserie chicken. Oh, come on. Jeez, there we go. I could see, maybe the younger audience finding this to be silly, quick fun. Whereas a lot of other people would be like, eh. Like, I imagine once the servers are all cleaned up, because, you always got to think of that with these games. I would imagine that it's going to be a lot better when it doesn't take so long to, like, kind of matchmake or end up in other like, lobbies and stuff like that. Because that's kind of a drag, too, is, like, the matches aren't too long, which is kind of good. Like, it's nice that the matches don't take forever. But it's, when the matchmaking is basically the equivalent of, like half a match, it's kind of like, holy. Which, again, I assume will be better and fixed soon. I guess it's got, like, a range of different weapons you can use. I like, some of the elbow slam things are kind of neat as you drop down from buildings and, like, hit opponents at the right time. I think that's very well done. Oh, awesome. I need to... I am so gonna die here. Okay, damage, that's great, but I need actual food. Again, damage, that's great, but are you kidding me? Welcome to the jam, to the space jam. I'm so gonna die here, though. That's what I'm saying, is, like, I can't ever seem to get to revive my teammates, but other people are able to, like, instantly get revives going like it's nothing. Like it's just like a simple sort of thing for them where it's no effort at all. Which I think is a little ridiculous and crazy. It's like, come on. I was hoping to last a little bit longer because I think the servers are going down pretty soon right now. It's a race against the clock, you know. You set up a video, you record it, you get it going, and then it vanishes from your computer, and you're like, oh, what happened? Did I accidentally delete it? What's going on here? And then you're racing against the server disconnect to try to get things going. It's a wild time. So we'll just keep talking over this anyway. But yeah, confrontive, intense action, little bit of moves like that where you do the spiral hit down, I find a little cheap and whatnot. And then you can get to a point where you're just kind of like elbow bopping people over and over again, and you're like, oh, you know, it's a little ridiculous. I can't seem to escape that hit. I can't seem to escape that damage, and that in itself gets a little annoying. And this is like the starting area. It's just the practice spots, you know. Just shows you a bit of the gameplay in action. So you can like practice and prepare and learn some of the moves and see some of the vending machines, and like, it's such an odd title. That's the biggest thing I want to get across, is it's just like, it's so bizarre in terms of what it is. Like, you come in, you smash, it's Battle Royale, you've seen it before, but it feels like just like tail end of the genre. Like, I know Battle Royale's still big, it's still huge, and there's still room for this one to go very well if they market it in the correct way, and they, you know, make it all interesting, and they keep updating it. Because, you know, it's got like all the costumes and all the silly fun and stuff you would expect with this kind of thing. It's just kind of like, you know, long term, can this keep me going? Is this intriguing? Yeah, look at this, I'm already getting double teamed. Yep. What if my teammate even realizes I'm kind of getting like attacked by two people right now? Ooh, I've got you for 3 minutes. Yeah, that practically killed me. Oh, that didn't hit that guy at all. Very back and forth though. You got some crazy things going on as you move across these buildings and aim for combat. And I do like the system of play where it's like, ooh, don't want to deal with that guy's got the stop sign. But where you're collecting stuff and you're like just roided out characters fighting, like it's neat. I can see them getting some interesting brand crossovers, I guess, if this becomes some kind of long-term big thing, but yeah. All I know is I need a good old rotisserie chicken. Yeah, I can't fight these guys. I gotta get out of here. Gonna get me killed. Monstrous people brawling in the streets. It's kind of like the concept of Street Fighter, isn't it? That's just hit me. I'm like, oh yeah, we're literally street fighting. Hope our teammate is alright. Is he downed? No, he looks like he's fine. I've just got such low health. Kind of hoping maybe they don't notice him and I can sneak in and get a revive. There we go. That was what they call a clutch revive, I'd say. Although I do not want to be part of this fight. Okay, can I get this little chest thing? Attack damage is good, but what I really need is more attack damage. Nah, just kidding, I need more rotisserie chickens. Man's gotta eat, you know how it is. Yeah, you can't get a chicken when you need one. Oh, jeez. Oh, of course. You try to run, you try to hide, you dash. But death is just always going to be on your side. And I hope this has kind of been showcasing it and giving you an idea of everything. I mean, it's straightforward gameplay-wise, mechanics-wise, style-wise. I don't know. It's a bit of an oddity. For some, but not for all. Kind of meh. Kind of really down the middle. I don't think either way I'm really too thrilled about thoughts on this one or too amazed by it.